Fuck. We are legit in the middle of nowhere.
Well, no going back now, boys.
Alright guys, welcome to another video. We're up in Northern Ontario. We're pretty close to Ramsey, Ontario. We stayed in Sudbury last night. This morning we got up, hopped on a train, and we took about a 3-hour trip to get over to this lake. I got Mike and Brian pulling up the rear behind me. It's the first time we're doing a trip like this. Maybe travel every day. It's gonna be a ton of work, but I think it's gonna be a really good adventure, so really looking forward to it. Yeah, I think we're gonna put our head down and keep pulling for a couple hours, see where we end up. How you doing?
Good. The hauling's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
There's a bit of slush around, but it's not terrible.
No, so far so good. All right, let's get going. About 2 o'clock. It's been a fairly uneventful pull. Quite a bit of slush, but not slowing us down too much. For the first day, when we're just getting used to carrying the load and the work involved, I'd say we're doing really good. Just getting to the end of a bay here. I think we're gonna look around and see if we can find a place to camp for the night.
Well, boys, first night we did it. We have fire. No food yet.
Good morning, everyone. Day 2. It's about 8:30. Been up for about an hour. It's really warm. I think Mike was checking the temperature yesterday. It was about -3 for the day, causing all kinds of problems. The wood is really wet. The snow anchors aren't staying into the snow because it's not cold enough to freeze. So it's causing a couple issues, but that's okay. We're making it work. Yesterday took a while to get things going. We got here around 2. We probably stopped working around 5:30. Like, it was 3.5 hours, 4 hours of pure work, just getting everything set up. Took a while to get settled, but I think we have our systems worked out now, and hopefully today's a little bit better. I boiled about 1.5 liters, 2 liters of water, prepared my lunch. So this is dehydrated pasta. This is in a thermos. First time trying this out, but hopefully by the time lunch comes around, this is still warm and hydrated and ready to go. Then I have oatmeal, and I have coffee. We're gonna eat breakfast and get moving. I'll catch up with you guys later. It's about 2:15. It's been a real tough go today. Tons of slush. I'm going past our snowshoes in slush and water. Had to stop about every 10 minutes, 15 minutes, scrape off the bottom of the sled, clean off our snowshoes. Not nearly as far as we thought we would have been, but we need to stop and start setting up or else it's gonna get too late. Yesterday we stopped about an hour earlier than today, and we were down to the wire cutting wood in the dark. So I've tamped down a little area behind me. These guys have tamped down right here on a bit of a marshy section. Gonna let that center up and then start setting up the tent. Well, good morning. It's day 3. Hoping for a much better day than yesterday in terms of travel. So last night before we set up camp, I walked all the way up and down this lake, pretty much all the way to the end, just setting a trail, tamping it down. And this morning it's frozen overnight, and it's like a nice crusty trail for us to take. Had a great night last night. Found a ton of really good firewood, which we couldn't find the night before. So just had a really hot fire, hung out, and yeah, just relaxed a bit. But like I said, hopefully we can avoid the slush today and have a good trek all the way down to the end of this lake. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Guys, about 2:30, settled on a place to stay for the night. Actually, we'll be staying there for 2 nights because tomorrow is our first rest day. Essentially what happened was we started off down the lake. We just went along the shoreline here to avoid the slush. Got down into this little bay down here. At the end of it, there's a portage. Went through the portage, got to the other lake. We decided way too hilly to haul our stuff up and down that portage. Decided to come back here. We went all across the shoreline looking for a place to stay. Ended up settling on a place just behind the corner here. Nice little spot, beautiful open part of the lake, but the wind has picked up. I've had a heck of a time trying to set up my little lightweight tent. Every time the wind comes, it's just been blowing the tent over. Made a couple snow anchors with some branches, and then I piled snow all around the perimeter. I'm gonna go back, set up my stove, get my bedding all set up, get everything in the tent set up, and then it'll be firewood and all the other good stuff that comes with camping. So well, good morning. So it's about noon. Just been hanging out, having a pretty lazy morning. Just reading, drinking coffee, ate my breakfast, just hanging out. Slept in till about 9. Had a pretty rough sleep. Around 2:30 in the morning, the winds picked up and they lasted for about 3 or 4 hours. So wasn't terribly confident in the tent holding up under the winds. So pretty broken sleep, but it held up. Made it through. Yeah, just relaxing a little bit. Got plenty of firewood, so just keeping the fire stoked, keeping the tent warm. Mike and Brian are in their tent. I don't know what they're doing. What are you guys doing?
Reading.
Reading. So we're in the same boat. It looks like the sun is out, so I think we're gonna go outside and check it out, see what's going on. But yeah, welcomed, relaxing day so far. Alright guys, bit of an update. Been a pretty lazy day. Hung out in the tent for a few hours, just reading, sipping on coffee. It's actually really relaxing, really enjoyable. Nice to get that break. Then went for a bit of a hike. Hiked across the lake, found a portage, hiked into the next lake. Massive lake. It's about -12 right now. Really good conditions. Sun poked out a little bit, but for the most part overcast. I think we're gonna start gathering wood for the night. It should get dark in about an hour and a half. I have probably enough wood in my tent. I don't spend a lot of time in my tent at night. I usually hang out with these guys in the big tent. We all hang out together, and then when it's time for bed, I hop over into my tent and get it warm, and then I go to bed, and that's pretty much all the wood I need. So I think I'm pretty good, but I think we're gonna go out, gather some wood for these guys, get their tent stacked up, and then yeah, see where the night takes us. A little bit gnarly. good morning. It's around 10 a.m. We've just started our trek. It is an absolutely beautiful day. This light snow coming down. It's around -10. Good temperatures for pulling. So far not sweating. Been pulling for about 20 minutes. Plan today is to make it all the way back to, I would say, 80% of the lake, back to where we started from. Hopefully we get far enough today to have another rest day tomorrow, but we'll see how the day goes. Hopefully don't have to go through much slush. We just continue to follow our trail, which has luckily frozen over the last few days. Yeah, so far the pulling is good. It's gorgeous out here. But anyways, I'm going to continue on and catch up with you down the lake. Looks like some fresh moose tracks. Went into the woods over there. Haven't seen any wildlife yet, but that would have been pretty cool to see. All right, guys, starting to lose light. It's about 5:30. We've been going non-stop since we got here. We searched around the bay. Took us a while. We went walking across the bay. Tons of slush, just like we've had the entire trip. The slush really hasn't stopped, despite it getting much colder. Anyways, yeah, we found this nice little tucked away place. There's a pretty strong wind coming off the lake, so we decided to tuck back into here. It's a bit of a marshy area, big enough to have both of our tents and a little bit of a hangout area in the front. You know, usual, set up the tents, set up the stoves, get our bedding set up. Probably go for another 20 minutes. At that point, it'll be pretty dark. And then we'll settle in for the night, eat some dinner, drink some water, hang out, all that good stuff. We're in really good shape for the next couple days. I think we're all pretty beat. Long day, and looking forward to warming up by the fire. morning. It's 10 a.m. Just kind of getting set up for the day. Went out this morning, walked around a bit, took a look. Snowed quite a bit last night, and there's this really strong wind coming off of the lake. So pretty cold today. Definitely the coldest it's been all week. Glad we're hunkered down for the day, and we're just hanging out in the tents. Just made a fire. Starting to boil some water, gonna make breakfast. I don't think I've showed much of my food, but for my meals it's pretty much been basically homemade chili and homemade pasta that I made at home and dehydrated at home. For breakfast I've been doing warm cereal with powdered milk, and every now and then I have some type of random meal. This is an example. This is what I'm going to be doing for breakfast. Some spicy ramen. Today's our last day, and I have a ton of food left. This is my food bag. A ton of food left. Right now I think we've agreed that we're just going to kind of hang out in the tents for the morning, probably do a little reading, eat some breakfast. I'm going to make some coffee, and then just kind of hang out for the day. Looks like my water is boiled and ready to go, so let's make some breakfast. Alright guys, it is 10:30. We are going to start making our way down to the train. It's probably a kilometer hike, not too far, but we have to make sure that we get there. We miss this train. It doesn't come tomorrow, it comes the next day, so we'll be stuck here for another 2 days. I don't know if you can hear it, but the wind is just starting to pick up. We were really lucky when we woke up, other than the fact that it was really, really cold. It ended up being minus 30 last night. When we woke up, it was closer to minus 25. There's supposed to be 75-kilometer winds this afternoon, so we definitely don't want to be sticking around for that. We want to get out of here, so we want to make sure we make this train. Hopefully this trek over to the train is uneventful. But yeah, I'll see you over there.
It was out on fire, I have a dream. We were dancing on a wire, reckless it seemed. We found holes in these walls, we like what we saw. Seemed so strong until the fall, the final straw.